not take this seriously, knowing that they commit offenses because they are overpowered by the illusory energy. It does not show his prowess to counteract them. I will read that again. My dear Lord, if in some places materialists who are already bewildered by the insurmountable illusory energy of the Supreme Godhead sometimes commit offenses, a saintly person with compassion does not take this seriously, knowing that they commit offenses because they are overpowered by the illusory energy. He does not show his prowess to counteract them. Purport. It is said that the beauty of a tapasvi or saintly person is forgiveness. There are many instances in the spiritual history of the world in which many saintly persons, although unnecessarily harassed, did not take action, although they could have done so. Parikshit Maharaja, for example, was unnecessarily cursed by a Brahmana boy, and this was very much regretted by the boy's father. But Parikshit Maharaja accepted the curse and agreed to die within a week, as the Brahmana boy desired. Parikshit Maharaj was the emperor and was full in power, both spiritually and materially. But out of compassion and out of respect for the Brahmana community, he did not counteract the action of the Brahmana boy, but agreed to die within 7 days. Because it was desired by Krishna that Parikshit Maharaj agree to the punishment so that the instruction of Srimad Bhagavatam would thus be revealed to the world. Parikshit Maharaj was advised not to take action. A Vaishnava is personally tolerant for the benefit of others. When he does not show his prowess, this does not mean he is lacking in strength. Rather, it indicates that he is tolerant for the welfare of the entire human society. Om Tat Sat Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Tat Sat. Welcome to all of you on this nice Sunday morning. In Coimbatore here there has been rain last night and the atmosphere here is very cool and inviting, and I hope that all of you are staying safe and sound in Krishna consciousness. It's very important for us to very carefully stay safe, because human life is precious, and more precious than human life is devotees' lives. Many people's lives are depending on devotees' lives. Of course, the hardcore materialists will not agree to that, but I think many people are waiting for Krishna consciousness, especially in these times and situations. Krishna consciousness is the only solution. The Bhagavatam is the solution, and deep understanding of life and our existential reality has become the most important necessity in the minds and intellects of everybody. So the Bhagavatam has got that very rich capacity to convey these things to everybody. So we should live healthily and be present to save many, many people, not just from death, but actually from spiritual death. So it reflects here in this shloka the same thing, that it says here, my dear Lord. So Brahma is addressing, I think, or it is Daksha addressing, Brahma or Daksha. They are addressing him as a Lord, Ishvara, a controller. And it's being requested of him that we all know about the illusory energy, and the illusory energy really attacks the materialists more, and they tend to commit offenses against saintly persons. This is natural in this world. Those who represent God will be attacked, and God also will be attacked. This is by nature a force in everybody's interest to move things towards a godless civilization. The general atmosphere, climate, and temperament is godlessness. There is a movement towards that. They talk about entropy and disorder, and everything moves towards chaos. I think this is what they really mean. But by nature, everybody is rebelliously situated against the Lord. That's the nature of the
Hare Krishna
Lord.
Maharaj.
Speak about the Lord's representatives who openly come and flaunt that rebelliousness and present God. Will they not be angry with such people? Definitely. Just think of Hiranyakashipu and how angry he was towards Prahalad, his own son. They'll do anything, kill the man, kill my son, doesn't matter. But you cannot do what you're doing. That is to bring in God into a godless society. If at all there is God, some people go to temple and believe. They do that only for a better material life. They are not going to go to the full depth of the understanding so easily to actually surrender yourself to God, become His devotee. That's a different game. The game here is, okay, I am God conscious, okay, I go to temple, okay, I'm religious, okay, I'm pious. For what purpose? For having better material life, away from the absolute truth, Krishna. That's the real intention. So the pulse is godlessness, and that a saintly person knows. He is a saint because, in spite of that atmosphere, in spite of many challenges, he continues to worship Krishna, continues to chant his holy name, and continues to increase his intense faith in the Supreme Lord as the only existing. Yeah. What? Mic is right here on my chest. I don't know why it is low. Why is it low? Can't you hear me? Anybody wants to message? I don't know why it is low. It's the same arrangement. The same arrangement. No change. Hare Krishna, can you hear me better now? Huh? I don't know what to do. It's the same arrangement. Can bring it closer. Can I bring this closer to my... Hello? Can you hear me now better?
இன்னும் கம்மியா தான் இருக்கு மாறு.
I don't know why it is like that. It's the same arrangement. No change. No change in the arrangement. Pardon? Okay. Can you hear me now? Better? Can you hear me better now? What can I do? Hello? Can you hear me better? How are you saying no, no? Are you hearing? I don't know what to do. Um, what can be done? Maybe I can use my iPad. Maybe I should use my iPad. It's 8:30. Oops. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. Is this better now?
Yes, Maharaj. Very better.
Very better. Okay.
Much better.
All right. Let's go ahead. Where was I? Sorry for the confusion. Putting up a technology. So I was saying how that great personalities, they know the situation. They know, they have knowledge that the way we are situated, the way things are made in this world, it is oh boy, one minute. Is that better? I think so. Okay. So the way things are situated in the world, um, it is designed for these type of people, and that is very well known by saintly people. Why is he a saint? I was explaining, is because he has unflinching faith in Krishna, unflinching faith that Krishna is the reality. Krishna is the person who is the real controller, and He has full faith that if at all anybody can change anything, it can solve anything, it is only Krishna. So he depends on Krishna. That is his special quality. Thakur mentions that, Prabhupada mentions that in his purports, that somebody is called a sadhu, a saint, because of the different qualities he has. Out of all that quality, his surrender to Krishna is the topmost, scintillating quality. So for a person like that, he can very clearly see a materialist, and he feels compassion for the materialist because he sees that he's potentially capable of clearing himself of all the material uh, contamination, but helplessly he is stuck and he needs assistance. He needs help, and he needs to be tutored, he needs to be trained. And all this will happen only if some people like him, a sadhu, can help them out. Otherwise, who is going to help out? He knows that they don't have anybody else. So he simply tolerates, just like a father will tolerate the son's great, ambitious utterances. And he tolerates it, and he just waits and keeps advising him and putting him through the right thing. Sometimes the son also, shouts back at the father, argues with him, and even does so many things completely against the father. But the father knows that the son lacks wisdom, experience in life. So he may be saying many things, but that's okay. I shouldn't take that into consideration. I should continue to contribute to his welfare. I have no other tool, I have no other choice but to do this. He knows that. So in the same way, a saintly man who works for Krishna, who is really interested in human welfare, who is really interested in the other person, may punish you, may do many corrective measures, but his real deep intention is to benefit you with Krishna consciousness. And that is normally not at all visible on the outside so easily. That's why saintly people are people who are mostly mistaken. And they know in this world nobody will recognize that. But they continue to do what they're supposed to do. Take the case of Jesus Christ. Nobody understood what he was exactly trying to do. All of them went against him, and they went and crucified him, except for very few who could actually see this man is genuine. Even Pontius Pilate, the Roman general's wife, told the general that be very careful of this person. He's a saintly man. Do not do this to him. She knew something which he did not know and will not know. That pulse of a saintly man. So, when Jesus Christ was criticizing the Jewish high priests in the synagogue and everything, he was doing it with a very good sense. Not out of envy, not in a competitive spirit, nothing. He was telling them, you just got lost into some material realm. You should not do certain types of things. And you should explain God in this way. And then people could see that pulse of his saintly character, and they actually assembled around him. And he was gathering a lot of people. So the high priests got very much affected. They went to the effect of crucifying him, kill you. But what they really did is increase his saintliness, increase his sainthood, make him more popular and more influential. That's what happened. If you do something like this to a saintly person, you are actually increasing God-full society. That's what will happen. right? So right on the cross, he chants scriptures. So some of those Roman soldiers who actually put him on the cross, they're thinking he's speaking the scripture on the cross, and they're very stunned at him that he is even going and saying that forgive these people, they don't know what they're doing. They know not what they do. My Lord, forgive them. Hearing that, they became very stunned. They knew immediately this man is the real saint. Same way when Haridas Thakur was whipped in 22 marketplaces and he was not dying. And the whippers, soldiers, asked him, why don't you please die? Otherwise, we'll be taken into, test and trial for not having done what we are supposed to do to you. Oh, is it so? I'll help you with that. So he went into a trance and they threw him into the Ganges. And then their job was over, so they got everything through. And in the Ganges, he floated, he got up, and again danced and chanted in the shores of the Ganga and went away, and they could see him. That time the Chandkazi and the king and them knew this man is a real saint. Out of the type of beating we gave him, nobody can survive. Nobody can survive physically, even mentally they cannot survive. At the amount of humiliation, insult, and everything. This person, he cannot take anything offensively. He is a saint. So these are powerful examples. And so also here, Lord Shiva is a very good example. It's a different type of an example. Lord Shiva reacted. Appropriately, he reacted. He gave all of them punishment. He gave the demigods punishment. He sent Virabhadra. And Virabhadra chopped off Daksha's head. He ripped off Bhrigu's mustache. He did lots of things. They did all sorts of things. Passed urine, stool, everything. Completely defiled the whole place. After all that, they're coming and asking for excuse, and he forgives them easily. Very easily. And he says that they are childish. They're just childish people. That is the attitude of a saintly person. Maturity does not mean only material maturity. Maturity really is tested in terms of forgiveness. Shiva was angry. He did take action. And when they came for asking pardon, he instantly forgave them. Instantly forgave them. You see, it's a very difficult thing to not hold a grudge. For materialistic persons, it's very, very difficult. But a sadhu is never supposed to hold a grudge, because that grudge will kill him also. That grudge will actually spoil his own spiritual life. So he wants to keep himself clean and pure. So why will a sadhu carry grudge? You see? Therefore, one of the most important characteristics Prabhupada says, Chanakya Pandit says also, the characteristic of a sadhu, the most important characteristic is characteristic of forgiveness. Shiva has lost his wife. She has committed suicide because of the severe insult given by Daksha. And still he is forgiving Daksha. Still he is forgiving Daksha. Right? So the quality of forgiveness is what is coming out here in Lord Shiva. How can we use this? Many people in the material world, they invariably attack sadhus, religious people. You and your God business. What do you think God has done? What has he done for the corona stuff? Why are so many people dying? Isn't God responsible? So this is a great question. In the Christian theology, they call it theodicy, the problem of evil in this world. And it's brilliantly explained by many great acharyas, how the evil is actually brought about by the living entity, the spirit souls, the conditioned souls. And God has got no role to play in the evil. God has given everybody a very wonderful setup. But human beings get into it and they mess it up because of their own deep desires. So, in that mess up, it's a great quality to, I know you messed it up. I know you did this nonsense. Still, it's okay, go ahead. Can you again pursue the path of achieving the absolute truth, getting to know the reality, becoming Krishna conscious? If you're doing that again, anything is worth it. Nothing is a waste. Nothing is a waste. If a person is wanting to become Krishna conscious, he has not lost the desire, everything else can be forgiven. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayisyami ma sucha means, okay, if you, as long as you have not given up your determination to come to me, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati kaunteya pridijanahi name bhakta pranashati. The great thing about devotees also, even if they also commit mistakes sometimes, they don't lose their determination to be Krishna conscious. And therefore, sadhus, senior devotees, they said, okay, forget it. Let's forget it. Prabhupada often told us, let's bury the hatchet and go ahead with spreading Krishna consciousness and practicing Krishna consciousness. Actually, it is not worth remembering these material things at all, especially the grudge of somebody, the anger of somebody. These things are not at all important. These are not the things that we should keep in our mind. We should be more interested in keeping in our mind Krishna, devotional service, devotees, their requirements. These type of things are most important for us. An opportunity to serve a Vaishnava comes when you can forgive him. It's the greatest opportunity for service to a Vaishnava is being able to forgive him. This we must keep in mind. You see, because Vaishnava is thoroughly struggling inside that I have committed an offense and I have done something wrong. Not only materially he's feeling bad, but spiritually also he's feeling horrible. So in that situation, when you can give relief to somebody, thank you so much. That's a great service you can do to him. And sadhus, that's why sadhus are great, because they can forgive anything and bless the person to be in Krishna consciousness. Especially if they are persons who are determined to be Krishna consciousness, the sadhu will be very happy to forgive him. Daksha is such a person. He is very conducive to the rules and regulations. And he wants to be perfect in all these things. That's a good quality. That's a good quality. He is not against, he is not a vikarmi. He is a very good karmi. And he's trying to connect up, karma yogi, actually. And he's trying to connect up. He knows all these details. He's very well educated. He's in a Brahmana culture. And all these things are pointed out in the Bhagavatam. But poor Brahminical cultured, smartha-oriented, rules and regulations stuck up Daksha, Lord Shiva could see, well, he's not really understanding the essence of religion, but he's a nice person. And he has overshot his strict adherence to rules and regulations to such an extent that he has become insensitive to his daughter, insensitive to the needs of his daughter, the emotional needs of his daughter. And she is such a wonderful lady. She's my wife. And I think he really overshot there quite a bit. And I had to step in and take action. But otherwise, he's a nice person. Let him continue to practice. Although he may not be a pure devotee, that doesn't matter. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mahi ki. Although he may not be a devotee, that doesn't matter. Right? He will be one very soon. This is a great instance to step him up, because he will appreciate Krishna consciousness, he will appreciate a devotee, and he is feelingly coming forward. This is a good chance to up him by forgiving him. All these are considerations of a sadhu, that he can benefit the other person, he can increase his Krishna consciousness, that many people will learn a lesson, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that Krishna's representatives are forgiving, and there is great hope. All these things are powerful messages that go out to the rest of the world when a sadhu acts in a very forgiving way. This is what makes a sadhu, you see. This is what makes a sadhu a sadhu. It's mentioned that even a sadhu will forgive an offensive person, but Krishna may not forgive. That's mentioned. So sadhu is like a great representative of the mercy of the Lord. But left to Krishna himself, he never tolerates offense to his devotee. That's what he told the demigods when they came to him. He told that, well, for your sake, coming now and setting Hiranyakashipu right, that is not possible, because it's one of you who has given him the boons. So it's all very complicated for me to step in now. But I will definitely step in. I won't look at rules and regulations when that person, Hiranyakashipu, actually insults my devotee, Prahlad. That time I'll have every reason to come. But right now, I don't see great reasons for me to come, because I don't want to break some protocols. I don't want to interfere in the authority of the demigods. I don't want to do certain things. It looks like that's the reason. But as soon as Hiranyakashipu started torturing Prahlad, Krishna was ready to come. He was just waiting for Prahlad to say, so come now. And that's it. When the pillar question was asked, and that time Prahlad decided, now I want him to show that he's inside the pillar. And it so happened. By Prahlad's desire, the Lord appeared. Right? So much value the Lord gives to his devotee, because he is a representation. So being a devotee means many things. Being a devotee means being Atmavan. It's mentioned, we read that. Atmavan means always standing on your spiritual platform, identity of I am a servant of Krishna. Jivera Surupahoy Krishnera Nityadas. I am a servant of Krishna. I am a servant of Krishna. I am a servant of Krishna and nothing more. And whatever pleases Krishna is the only goal of my life. I don't care if it is austere for me. I don't care if it is physically, mentally painful for me. But it pleases Krishna. I must do it. It's all the criterion of a sadhu is. Let people say anything. Parivadatu jano yata tatava. The world will always talk so many things about me, and about devotional service, and about Krishna. They've always been doing that for a very, very long time. It's not a surprise. Okay? Let them do. Parivatatu jano yata tatava. Hari rasa madhira matani madha. Buli vilutamo natamo nirvichamaya. I am simply drowning in Hari rasa. Maddened. Hari rasa madhira matani madha. I am maddened by Hari rasa. So for such a person, what is there in forgiving somebody? Yeah, it's okay, forget it. He really is not even thinking I am forgiving him. I am a great person. I am able to forgive him. I am a sadhu. Even that feeling is not there in him. He is Hari Rasa Matira. He is thinking about the lotus feet of Krishna and thinking about the great opportunity I got to serve Krishna by forgiving this person. by forgiving this person. That is the, you see, great quality. That's why in the Bhagavatam you will see Parashurama, the son of Jamadagni, who is a Kartya Virya Arjuna. He comes and he takes away the cow and the calf of Jamadagni, who actually fed the entire army and entire this thing, everything, and they were very surprised. They came and took the cow and calf. Kartya Virya Arjuna ordered that. So when he came back to the ashram, Parashuram, his father never said anything about it to him. But he learnt this is what has happened. He went on his own, taking his parasu. He really killed Kartivirya Arjuna, lopped off all his arms, finished off all his soldiers, brought the cow and calf back. His father said, no, you shouldn't have done that. It is wrong. Kshamiyatam asu bhagavan tushyate haririshwara. He told him, forgiveness is the greatest quality of Brahmanas. And I had forgiven him. He has even taken away Kamadhenu, cow, from which I get all my supplies for doing my yajna and everything. Meaningful activity of mine I can do only if the cow is there with me. And he has taken away that. I didn't speak a word. I had decided to forgive him. Right? Why did you go and kill him? No, my son, it is a very wrong thing that you've done. This is what Kshamiyatam Ashu Bhagavan Tushyate. Very easily you can please the Lord by forgiveness. Haririshwara. Hari is very pleased if you forgive people. Like this. So Jamadagni wanted to not make a big fuss about it at all. He didn't even speak about it. He just kept quiet. These are great personalities. Jamadagni is a very great personality. Very powerful persons. Hearing that, Parshuram actually became very, very, sad. And then he did atonement for it in some particular ways. But of course, Parshuram is the Shakti Avesh avatar of the Lord, and he also had a purpose. And that purpose was to finish off all the ambitious Kshatriyas and reinstate some good dharma. That was the purpose. However, our main focus here is, what is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Where to forgive? Sometimes people misplace forgiveness wrongly. When somebody blasphemes Krishna, blasphemes his devotees, we don't take the right to say, I forgive you. And you get angry when he blasphemes you. But when he blasphemes Krishna and all that, it's okay, what can I do about it? I mean, it's not in my hands. If Krishna wants, he can do something. But if he blasphemes you, you get immediately angry and you can take action. Somewhere this is misplaced forgiveness, attitude. Actually, you should be very angry, the Shastra says. You should actually pull out the tongue of that person and cut it. Or you should argue and defeat that person. Or you should go away from there or give up your life. These are all the stakes. These are all the prescriptions. If you're not able to do one of these things, you might as well die. You might as well die. So, protecting the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not because he needs it from you. It's because that is the duty of a sadhu. That's the duty of a sadhu. Don't say that. And I say the needful. People are hearing some nonsense. One should very politely get up and say what is supposed to be said. It's not that, no, this is not the right time to say it. People will not, you'll not be popular. Your popularity will be reduced. People will dislike you on YouTube. So this is not the way to judge it. You have to simply say what is meant to be said. At the right time, in the right place, a sadhu should open his mouth and say what is to be said. That's why a sadhu is cutting. Another meaning of the word sadhu is he cuts. As much as he forgives you for doing something wrong, he will also not mince words in telling you what is the right thing. I'm sorry, this is wrong. What you did is very wrong. And that will not be liked. But what to do? At that instance, you must speak what is right. You see. So Jamadagni told his son, very sorry. You may think that killing the king and coming victoriously with the cow and calf is a great thing. It's not the training that I'm giving you. It's wrong what you've done. Similarly, Samika Rishi tolerated the snake around his neck put by Parikshit Maharaj. He did not do anything. But his son did something, cursing Parikshit Maharaj. And then look at the tolerance of Parikshit Maharaj. He forgave the son. It's okay. That doesn't matter. I don't want to go against Brahmins and challenge them and everything. It's not good for me. There is some providential arrangement in this. I forgive the Brahmin. I'll take the curse on me. Let me renounce my kingdom and everything, go to the bank of the Ganges, and there learn from the sages what is the best thing to do for a person who's going to die in 7 days. This is how the Bhagavatam was born. Look at his attitude at the right time and the right place. And look at Samika Rishi's attitude. Great personalities. Great personalities. There's no point taking action. What is the use? Lord Shiva took action because there is use. All the demigods will learn a lesson. And it is necessary to teach them a lesson. And therefore, he took action. He did certain things. So these same personalities, you'll see them behaving differently in different situations, circumstances. Because they know the interest is Krishna. For the sake of Krishna, how to do the best. They'll do. They'll not passionately do something to satisfy their own false ego. That's a difference between these great personalities, you see. So Prabhupada also, I mentioned to you, in public, somebody is actually saying some things about Prabhupada openly. And Prabhupada simply remained silent and took it. And the devotees were surprised. They said that, why did you not answer him? Prabhupada said that I have done something wrong to him in previous lives. Therefore, he is getting at me. I just don't mind it. He forgave him. In fact, the last time Prabhupada came to that city, he called upon devotees and told that man who asked the question, please give him these gifts. Prabhupada gave gifts to that person. So he recognized that I have done something wrong to him. I don't need to act. That's humility. Forgiveness requires humility as a grounding quality. Only then a person is forgiving, genuinely. If a person is not really humble, his forgiveness is many times just a paint, a surface paint. He is showing he's forgiving, right? You will require a very large heart to be forgiving. And a large heart is the heart of a sadhu, because for him, everything depends on Krishna. So these are some of the important points that I gleaned from here, from the interesting purport. Sorry for the disturbance here and the technological stuff. Any questions? Anybody has any question? I'm switching on to my iPad and speaking to you from my iPad. Any question? Okay, Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.